Welcome to the AdExpert Podcast.
It's great to be here. Ready to jump in.
I am. Today's going to be really interesting. We're taking a specific stack of materials from AdExpert, that online marketing agency out of Los Angeles, and we're just going to deconstruct their entire philosophy on growth.
And it's a philosophy that, well, it might make a few listeners a little uncomfortable.
Ooh. Why is that?
Because it forces you to admit that maybe the thing you spend the most money on, getting traffic, isn't actually the thing that makes you the most money.
That is the hook right there. We're doing a full deep dive today into a concept AdExpert calls their secret weapon. We have their agency info, their team profiles, and specifically this really tactical article by their founder, Sam Ashrafi. It's dated February 10th, 2026.
And it's titled, Why CRO is Your Secret Weapon.
Exactly.
Right. And secret weapon, I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but when you actually look at the math, and we will get into the math, it's a pretty accurate description.
So the mission for this deep dive is simple. We want to figure out how businesses can stop just, throwing money into that traffic void. You know the feeling. You pay for ads, you chase SEO, you get people to the website, and then nothing.
Crickets. Exactly. So the mission is to pivot from just acquisition to optimization. How do we get the most value from the people who are already there? And we're going to use AdExpert's methodology as our guide for that.
Okay, so before we get into the nuts and bolts of CRO conversion rate optimization, we need to know who's giving this advice. Because advice is only as good as the source, right?
Right.
You've got the dossier on AdExpert.
I do, and it's an interesting profile. So AdExpert is based in Los Angeles, and the documentation really emphasizes that they aren't new to this. They've got over a decade of experience, specifically in the local market.
But the local part really stood out to me. Usually, digital agencies want to be global right away.
Right. But AdExpert seems to lean into that LA identity. They explicitly talk about understanding local market trends. I mean, selling services in Santa Monica versus downtown LA. Those are totally different consumers. A big global agency might miss that.
It's the difference between selling surfboards and snowblowers.
Yeah.
You need the context.
Exactly. But it was the team structure that really caught my eye, especially with this secret weapon idea.
You mean the leadership?
Yeah. So you have Sam Ashrafi, the founder and marketing strategist. His bio says over 10 years in both local and e-commerce. So this article we're looking at isn't just theory. It's coming from someone who's been in the trenches.
And there was another key person mentioned, Esa Nabavati.
Correct. Esa Nabavati is listed as their expert in SEO and professional analytics. The text specifically says he's dedicated to staying current with trends. And that combination, the strategist, Sam, and the technical analyst, Asan, it really sets the stage for how they approach this. It's not just creative, it's mathematical.
Speaking of mathematical, I saw a phrase in their capabilities deck that I think every marketing manager dreams of. Live tracking.
Oh, yeah, the bird's eye view.
Yes. A bird's eye view of your entire marketing landscape.
Yeah.
I feel like most businesses are working with a worm's eye view. They see their little patch of dirt, their Facebook clicks, but have no idea what's happening on Google or with their email.
Well, that's the problem AdExpert claims they solve. They push for real-time marketing insights. Instead of waiting for that PDF report at the end of the month that just tells you what went wrong 4 weeks ago.
When it's too late.
Right. They're pushing for live dashboards, social, paid ads, web analytics, all in one place. So if a campaign is tanking on a Tuesday, you fix it on Tuesday. You don't wait for the monthly meeting to say, oops.
It changes everything from reactive to proactive.
Precisely. And they layer another element on top of that data, which is very current, unleashing the power of AI.
Okay, but everyone says they use AI now. It's the buzzword. What does AdExpert actually do with it, according to the source?
Well, it's not just for writing copy. They list specific things. Customer targeting, personalized campaigns, optimization tools. They're using AI to crunch that live data we just talked about to find patterns a human might miss. It gives their clients an edge because the AI can spot a trend in all that noise way faster than a person with a spreadsheet.
So, a seasoned, LA-focused team using AI and live data. That's the who. Now let's get to the what. The article calls CRO the secret weapon. For anyone listening who hears conversion rate optimization and just thinks, I don't know, making the button red, how does Sam Ashrafi define it?
It's defined as the process of improving the percentage of website visitors who take a desired action. And that desired action part is really, really key.
Because it's not always a sale, is it?
No, not at all. If you're a plumber, it's a phone call. If you're a sauce company, it might be downloading a white paper. For an e-commerce store, yeah, it's adding to the cart. CRO is about removing all the friction that stops people from doing that one specific thing.
The article starts with what I'd call the efficiency argument. And I think this is the part that really hits home for business owners who are watching their budgets.
It's the work smarter, not harder idea, just applied to your wallet. I mean, think about it like this. Let's say your website converts at 1%. For every 100 visitors, you get one customer.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now, if you want to double your sales, the traditional traffic mindset says you need to find another 100 visitors. You have to double your ad spend, shout twice as loud.
Which is expensive.
Yeah.
And frankly, exhausting.
Extremely. But the CRO mindset asks, wait, why are the other 99 people leaving? If you can just tweak the site to get one more person out of that original 100 to buy, so you go from 1% to 2%, you've just doubled your sales.
Without spending a single extra penny on ads.
That's it. You've doubled your revenue without increasing your acquisition cost. That is why they call it a secret weapon. It's pure margin. You're finding money that you were just leaving on the table before.
And the source mentions bounce rate here. I feel like bounce rate is the silent killer of marketing budgets.
It absolutely is. A high bounce rate means people land on your page, take one look, and they're gone. It's the digital version of walking into a restaurant, smelling the air, and just turning right back around.
Ouch. That's a painful visual.
But it's true. If you have high traffic and a high bounce rate, you're just lighting money on fire. CRO is the fire extinguisher.
Okay, I'm sold on the concept. We want to stop lighting money on fire. So the article breaks down a toolkit for how to fix this. Where do we even begin?
We start at the front door, the landing page.
Okay, so distinguish this for me. Why a landing page and not just the home page?
That's a crucial distinction in their methodology. A homepage is like a library. It's got everything for everyone, your history, your blog, your careers page. A landing page is a sales pitch for one specific thing, and the article stresses that it has to directly match the ad the user clicked on.
So if I click an ad for vintage leather jackets, I shouldn't land on a page that just says, "Welcome to Mike's clothing store."
You're gone instantly. You came to see leather jackets. The article talks about compelling headlines and relevant content, but really it's all about message match. The promise you made in the ad has to be fulfilled the second that page loads. If it isn't, trust is broken and the user bounces.
That makes perfect sense. It's about continuity. Okay, so I've landed. The headline matches. Now what?
Now you have to tell them what to do next, the call to action, the CTA.
I feel like so many companies treat the CTA as just an afterthought, a button that just says submit.
Ugh, submit is such a terrible word. Submit sounds like you're surrendering.
It does. I submit to your email list.
The expert view here is that the CTA is a strategic negotiation. The words on the button matter. The article gives examples like buy now, learn more, get started. But it's deeper than that. It's the value. A button should be a benefit. Get my free guide will always convert better than download.
And placement too, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can't make them hunt for it. But here's the thing. How do you know what the best button text is? Or the best headline? Or image? We can sit here and guess all day.
And usually, the person who guesses the loudest is the one who wins.
Right. The hippio, the highest paid person's opinion. But AdExpert says that's so dangerous. And this leads us to my favorite part of the toolkit, the science lab. A/B testing.
Yes. This is where we move from I think to I know.
This is absolutely fundamental to their approach. A/B testing or split testing is controlled experiment. You take your web page, that's version A, then you create a variant, version B. Maybe on version B you change the headline, or you change the main image from a product shot to a lifestyle shot.
Just one change, though.
Ideally, yes. You can isolate what worked. Then you split your traffic. Half the people see A, half see B. You let it run, and then you look at the data. If version B got 20% more leads, well, guess what?
Version B is the new champion.
Exactly. It becomes the new baseline. And then you try to beat that with version C. It's a process of constant refinement. AdExpert really emphasizes that this is what makes their strategy data-driven. They're not relying on anyone's gut feeling. They're relying on what the users actually do.
It takes the ego out of marketing. It doesn't matter if the CEO likes the blue background. If the data says the red background sells more, the background is red.
That is the discipline of CRO.
I noticed some more technical things in the toolkit, too. It's not just words and colors. They talk a lot about navigation and speed.
Well, think of navigation as the floor plan of your store. AdExpert calls for simplified navigation. You ever been to a website where the menu has like 40 different drop-downs?
Oh, analysis paralysis. I just closed the tab. I can't deal with it.
That's the friction we're talking about. If a user has to click 5 times to find your pricing, they're going to get frustrated and leave. CRO says you streamline that path. Hold their hand and walk them right to the checkout.
And speed.
Speed is non-negotiable. The source material is very clear on this. In the age of 5G, nobody waits for a page to load. If your site takes 3 seconds, you have already lost a huge chunk of your audience.
It feels like a trust issue, too. A slow site feels broken.
It does. It signals that it's outdated. So speed optimization, compressing images, cleaning up code, that's a marketing activity, not just an IT task. It directly impacts your bottom line.
Okay, one more technical pillar here. Mobile optimization.
Which you could argue is the most important one today. The article mentions the growing mobile audience, but for many businesses, mobile is already the primary audience, especially in a market like Los Angeles where everyone is on their phone.
That's true.
If your site is just a tiny, shrunken version of your desktop site where you have to pinch and zoom to read anything, that is a conversion killer. The buttons need to be thumb-sized. The text has to be legible. If it's not seamless on a phone, you are just ignoring half your potential revenue.
We mentioned AI earlier, and it comes back in the toolkit under personalization. How does AdExpert view that as a conversion tool?
This is the advanced stuff. Personalization shifts the experience from one size fits all to this was made for you. Using all that data we talked about, you can actually change what a user sees based on their past behavior.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, let's say I run a sports store. If I know you previously looked at hiking boots, when you come back to my homepage, I shouldn't be showing you tennis rackets. I should show you wool socks or a hiking backpack.
It's anticipating my needs.
Right. And all the studies show that when a website feels relevant to us, our engagement just skyrockets. It stops feeling like an ad and starts feeling like a helpful recommendation.
So we have the toolkit, landing pages, CTAs, A/B testing, speed, mobile, and personalization.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work,
Yeah.
but it's the most valuable work.
So how do we know if it's actually paying off? We need a scorecard. AdExpert lists specific metrics, and obviously conversion rate is number 1.
Yeah, that's the main number. Is the percentage going up? Simple as that. But there are deeper metrics here that I found really interesting, specifically AOV and CLV. Let's break those down because that's where the real profit is hiding, I think.
Oh, for sure. So AOV is average order value.
The classic, do you want fries with that?
That's the perfect example. CRO isn't just about getting you to buy the burger. It's about structuring the checkout. So adding the fries feels like a no-brainer. If you can get a customer to spend $50 instead of $40 through smart cross-sells or upsells, you've increased revenue by 25% without finding a single new customer.
That is massive leverage.
It is. And AdExpert suggests using data to figure out what to upsell. If you're buying a camera, offer the memory card. Don't offer a toaster, Relevancy is everything.
And then the big one, the one that defines the health of the whole business. CLV.
Customer lifetime value. This is the long-term play. CLV asks, how much is this one customer worth to us over the next 5 years?
And this ties right back to what AdExpert said in their About Us section about building long-term partnerships.
Exactly. If you treat a customer well, your site is fast, easy to use, personalized. They don't just buy once. They come back. They refer friends. A customer who buys a $20 item once is worth $20. A customer who buys a $20 item every month for 2 years, that's almost $500.
So optimizing your site isn't just about today's sale. It's about securing future loyalty.
Yes, and the only way to track any of this is with good analytics. The article mentions using tools like Google Analytics to see where people drop off in the process.
Those drop-off points are fascinating to me. It's like being a detective.
It really is. You look at the funnel, you see 100 people put something in their cart, but only 20 checked out. So why did 80 people leave? Was shipping a surprise? Was the form too long? Did the credit card page look sketchy?
And once you find that bottleneck, you fix it and boom, revenue goes up.
That's the loop. Measure, hypothesize, test, repeat. That's the heartbeat of CRO.
When you look at this entire system that AdExpert has built, the local knowledge, the AI, the live reporting, this relentless focus on CRO, it really does paint a picture of a well-oiled machine.
It's a growth engine. It takes the randomness out of marketing.
I think that's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
So many businesses treat marketing like a slot machine. You put money in, pull the handle, and just hope for the best.
And AdExpert is saying, no, let's take the back off that machine and rewire it so we know what the odds are.
They also seem really committed to keeping the client involved in that process. We mentioned the live tracking, but they also have a section on awesome reporting.
I love that they call it that, awesome reporting. It's a little cheeky, but it points to a real pain point. Clients hate boring, confusing reports. AdExpert seems to prioritize transparency, wanting you to see the A/B test results and understand why the strategy is shifting.
It empowers the business owner.
Yeah.
You aren't just trusting the agency's magic. You're looking at the math together.
And that's what builds the long-term partnership they're aiming for. When you can see the CLV going up, you trust the process.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. We've covered a lot of technical ground. Landing pages, bounce rates, algorithms.
We have. It's dense stuff.
But I want to zoom out for a second. We spend so much of our mental energy and our budgets obsessing over how to get people to our door. We worry about the billboard, the Facebook ad, the Google ranking.
The invitation.
Right, the invitation. But have we spent enough time thinking about the party? Have we spent enough time thinking about what happens once they actually step inside?
That's the pivotal question, isn't it? Is your digital store welcoming and helpful? Or is it cluttered, confusing, and slow?
Because if it's the latter, it really doesn't matter how great your invitation was.
No, they'll just turn around and walk right out.
Yeah.
And they probably won't come back.
That's the reality of the modern web. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression.
So maybe take a look at your bounce rates today. They might be telling you a story you really need to hear.
Indeed. That's a wrap for our deep dive into AdExpert and the world of CRO. We hope this helps you look at your own website a little differently today.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.